During our first year or two on the property, I specifically was going out and strictly harvesting firewood because I wanted to make sure that we weren't using our heat pump to heat the house if we could help it. Once I started to learn about restoring the Acadian forest, it became more selecting trees that should be cut to improve the woodlot, and the firewood capability was secondary. On the other hand, a lot more trees were cut because it was benefiting the woodlot, and we now have throughout the property probably over 30 cords of firewood on hand. You can see right here, that's a wood stand rack that I manufactured just before we moved here. Basically some rebar and I think some angle iron for the bottom. It's about 6 feet, and it holds our couple of days worth of firewood for us, plus newspapers and so on that we need for kindling. Let me reposition here for a sec. Okay, so here we are at the firewood rack. Because we burn a high percentage of junk wood, and junk wood to me is just anything that's not a good all-nighter. Here we have a piece of semi-rotted, decomposing white birch. This is fir, I would think. It was part of a commercial harvest. Then we go smaller hunk of red maple up into the big stuff. So each day I kind of look and assess what part of the pile we've been burning from, and that's typically the mix of wood that I go out and bring in to replenish. So basically it's fire starters, you know, don't need a big fire for all night, but we do need one to warm up the house for an hour or two in the morning, and then we get into the bigger, heftier stuff that will give us a fire for the whole evening, all night long. We'll just show you the firewood that we store in the garage. It's about approximately 2 cords. And this is the remainder that we have for the rest of the winter. And we're in, I would say, really good shape.
Yeah, how can you tell?
Well, because I just know how much we go through. And there's a bit down in the shed, and with what we have here, we have probably at least 25% of our firewood remaining.
Yeah, it's been quite a mild winter for us here in New Brunswick, or leastwise in southern New Brunswick.
This here is our tractor shed, and we also store a couple of cord of wood in it. Most of it's gone now, but we'll show you what we got. This is the remnants of what we had down here in the tractor shed. Again, it was about 2 cord. And I generally try and use this up first, mainly because it's a fair downhill slope from the house to get here. So as long as the roadway is not icy,
Or 6 feet of snow.
well, I blow it out if it snows that much, but it can get a little icy at times, and so I prefer not to fall with a load of wood, so I'll use the garage if that's the case. This is our surplus wood storage building that I finished building last year, although I still have to trim some of those front boards across the face there. Each bay can hold approximately 7.5 cords, so altogether, if I had it absolutely totally loaded, it would run somewhere around 22 and a half cord.
And how much do we burn a year?
Oh, the quality of wood's improving, so I think our actual volume is going to go down. But with a lot of fairly real junky wood, we're looking at about 4 cord.
Okay, so this is at least 5.5 years worth if it's full.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I'm good for a while if a tree falls on your head, huh?
Yep. Yeah, this is the first bay, so I've already emptied out, probably less than half of it to give us our firewood for this year that's gone by. So I'll be emptying this hopefully next year, and then I have enough wood that I can totally refill it again.
Okay, so what you're saying is this fall, this will get moved to the garage and the tractor shed.
Right.
For use for the winter of 2020, 2021.
Exactly.
And then it'll get refilled.
Yep.
For somewhere like 2028 or 2030 or...
Whatever.
Okay.
We'll just keep working down each day. And it's been a common myth I've heard a lot around YouTube land is burning junk wood, softwoods, will create creosote in your chimney and so on. And certainly that's not been my case, or our case. We've been here now almost dead on 11 years. I have cleaned this chimney twice in 11 years and never found more than this amount of debris. But today, live, we're going to take this cap off and see how much debris is in there after what is probably, I think I can almost guarantee, 3 years, and possibly longer for sure. So now, live, we're going in. Just in case I'm wrong. It's just the tube. Here it comes. Come on, Dusty. Nice. Whoa. Well, more than I thought, but still, it was only a pile about that large. After 3 years and possibly 4 to 5, that ain't bad. Now I made a mess though.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to have to clean that up.
I wonder. Nice and clean up there though.
There.
All right.